guys, Insane Drummer. So I want to talk about tips on how to solo better on drums. Because soloing is a whole different aspect of playing. When you're playing with a band, you're part of the music. You're a drummer. But when you're soloing, you're no longer just a drummer. You're also the musician, the whole band, the whole ensemble. You are the entertainer for that couple of minutes or whatever it is, whether it's a competition or you're just saying I'm going to play a solo for somebody. It cannot be the same thought process as I'm going to write a drum set part. Let's talk about it. So one technique you can use when playing a solo is ostinatos. What is an ostinato? An ostinato is any pattern that repeats over and over again while something else is going on, usually. So a really typical ostinato with drum set is 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. It's a Latin pattern, but it doesn't necessarily have to be used for Latin grooves. It can be used for soloing, as we're talking about right now, like this. So basically why that worked is because if you have something constant going on below, you can pretty much do different patterns and things around the drums. And it can be simple at first. Just triplets. So you get used to moving different subdivisions around the drums while you're doing something else. It's basically like how we learn to do this on the hi-hat when we play, and then we just play other things on top of it. So another important thing is dynamics. You might have noticed when I was playing that I might sometimes go, or you can have a whole section that's just quiet. There's a couple of reasons why this works really well on drums. One, people aren't used to quiet drummers. That's just kind of a fact. They're used to, I don't have my good pedals, so sorry. They're used to really loud, fast kind of stuff, but you can really impress people with really quiet, integral, flowing drumming. Musicality, right? Musicality. So you definitely want to incorporate dynamics in your solo. The last tip that I'll give today is form. You have to have your solo go somewhere. Like I said, you're no longer just the drummer. You are the entire ensemble, and so you have to make that go somewhere. It's got to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it doesn't have to be that phrase shape either. It can be whatever you want. You can start quiet with a bunch of cymbal stuff. See how my dynamics were flowing and I was kind of trying to keep it flowing like that? That lets your solo not be static. If you do this, it's really static. Now if you're going for that, you're going for that. But a lot of the times, especially in the beginning, you want to introduce something. You see all these movements I'm doing? You want to, think of yourself as a conductor, expressing really expressive music, and think about the drums that way. Now you might not have this in your hands yet. See, what you have to do is you have to practice dynamics with your sticks, playing soft and playing loud. So back to form. So the beginning can be really quiet, and you usually hear this a lot. Cymbal stuff for a beginning. That kind of stuff, that's always used for solos. The middle section could be whatever you want. I try to incorporate a bunch of styles and change up a bunch. Has it worked for me? The guy that beat me in the drum off actually used one main style mainly and played around that, and he made like a wave of dynamics go on. Okay, he chose a shuffle, so. You want to have your transitions down though. That wasn't a very good fill, or whatever you want to call that. So the one thing you do want to have is you want to have your transitions down so that you know where you're going to, where you're going from, where you're going to. The main thing is to have all these groove styles planned out in your head, and then you can play around with it from there. So you have a certain aspect of what you know you're going to do style-wise or generally wise, and then you go off from that and you improv off of those ideas. I know that was really general. To summarize, ostinatos, playing as a musician, not just as a drummer, dynamics and form, and ways to incorporate all these different things. That's what makes a solo good, and that's what makes drummers become more musicians than just somebody who's keeping the beat. There's always good places for that, but at the same time, we can't lose our reputation as musicians. Thanks, guys. I hope you learned something about soloing today, and I'll catch you later.